Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Catherine. Catherine, where are you? Are you in
I'm in Corsica.
Corsica?
Hmm. It's
Are you on?
beautiful here.
Are you like on the beach or something? On the coast?
It's an island, so
Yeah.
yes, but we are in a tiny village, like maybe 50 people,
Ah.
and we are hiking every day.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
It
That
is.
sounds great. I was just thinking that it's sort of in the middle of summer in our Memorial Day. We've got a 5 day vacation. I think I'm gonna try to arrange something so we can get out of our little town and get out someplace where we can hike because Washington is a beautiful beautiful state,
It
but
is.
we spend all our time in our own little town just looking at what's right in front of us, huh? So we got to move a little bit. James, are you there? Well, he'll join in. And what happened to Jill?
I
Hey,
am
James.
here.
Good. All right, let's get going. And the other side. Lee circles. And reverse. And shoe circles. And reverse. And ping circles. And reverse. And reverse. And block. You're, you should pay attention in any exercise, but especially one like this, to your feet, because your feet, you shouldn't forget about them, and they're not just slabs of meat on the floor. They're actually active. So there's a big acupuncture point, um, not exactly in the center, but kind of in the center of the bottom of the foot, called the Yin Xuan, the bubbling well. The bubbling well is where yin qi bubbles up out of the earth into your body, but it's also where your own qi can go down into the earth. And you can divide the foot up into quadrants. So the forward part of the foot, when you're on the not on your toes, but on the ball of your foot, that's the yang part of the foot. All right, you're pushing. If you're back on your heels, that's the yin part. All right. Also, you can look at the outside of the foot. The outside of the foot is the yang part. The inside, the insteps, are the yin part. So you've got two yang parts and two yin parts. When you do any exercise, you should take a little attention to your foot. So a movement like this, what would you guess my right foot should be doing when I do this? Jill, what would you guess?
Moving to the ball of the foot.
Yeah, why? That's a good guess. Why?
Because you're doing a yin movement.
Yang movement, right?
Or
You're doing a yang movement.
Or yang movement.
Yes.
So you need to balance it with the foot.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, you need what you're doing is blocking with this part of the stick, right?
Mm.
Blocking something. The block comes all the way from the bottom of the foot. But the question is, where in the foot does it come from? All right? So it's getting a little more sophisticated here. It's coming from the ball of the foot, right? Not the heel, but the front part of the foot. Boom. You might probably even raise the heel. All right. All right. If this side is yang, what's this side over here? It's going to be yin. It's almost like you're pulling the stick in on this side. So you're expanding on this side, it's yang, but you're condensing on this side, it's yin. So where would you be on the left foot? Right? You're going to be back on your heel. Right? If you go to the ball of the foot on both sides, you're going to throw yourself over. Right? So instead, this foot, you're coming up on the ball of the foot, but this foot, you're rooting yourself again by being back on the yin side, the condensing side. Expand on the right side, condense on the left. Now, expand on the left side, condense on the right. So this little exercise looks so simple. But if you take that basic idea and run it through your whole body, it's actually quite a complex little movement. All right? Now, once you sort of get all the bits and pieces and you practice them for a while, it becomes very simple again. But, right? Ball of the foot on the right foot. Ball of the left foot, heel in the right foot. So what your feet are doing is this, right? They're going like this. They're active, in other words. They're part of the movement. Okay. Okay, when you're stretching up, just a good stretch like that, where should your feet be? Uh-huh. You should be on the balls of your feet. Now, when you condense, you're going to be back on the heels. Ball the feet, heels. Ball the feet, heels. Now, sometimes when you do these exercises, that kind of awareness for your feet or your back or whatever part of your body you're paying attention to is going to be pretty pronounced. And so if somebody's watching you or you're watching yourself in the mirror, you're going to see something, right? You're going to see yourself go up on your the ball of the foot. But a lot of times you're not going to see stuff. And that's just because it's like Alexander technique directions. Jill, did you tell me that you had done Alexander technique?
I did it solidly for a year. Changed my,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Catherine, have you done Alexander technique? Okay. James, have you done any?
I have not.
Well, it's a very interesting technique and it's very sophisticated. It was developed by a guy who was a singer and an orator. But I swear the guy was working with a Qigong teacher or something because he essentially reinvented Qigong and Tai Chi in a modified version. And there's a part of what they do is called the directions. And this is actually this is exactly like what you do in Qigong and Tai Chi. The directions would be something like Alexander technique is used for folks that are dealing with healing things. And often they are singers, professional singers, etc., but it can be anybody. For whatever reason, they might be paying attention to your upper chest, upper body. And they might say something like this: put your mind on your spine. And now, without moving your physical body at all, bring your mind out from your spine, both left and right, towards your shoulders. That's a flow of the mind and a flow of energy. So just let the energy flow from your spine out toward your shoulders without moving your physical body. In other words, they were paying attention to the energy body. This is exactly what Grandmaster Feng and Master Zhang used to mean when they would say, if I don't show you, you won't see it. Because what they were doing was in the energy body, not in the physical body. So you're not going to see anything because it's invisible unless they exaggerate it, unless they bring it into the physical body so that you can grok what's going on and then search for it in your own body. So this little bit about the feet that I'm telling you about, right? You can do this, right? You can do overheads. And if you never think about your feet, they might never get involved in the process. All right? But if you do pay attention to your feet, at first when you're doing it, you're probably going to exaggerate it so much that it really gets into the physical body. All right? Rising and falling. All right? Boom, 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 boom. But as you get more and more experienced with it, it sinks down into the energy body. And you're not going to see much physically, but you will be aware of, well, your feet are very active. All right. In China, there's a whole series of exercises, lots of exercises for your feet, because your feet are incredibly important for your health. There's a connection from different parts of the feet to every part of the body and every organ in the body. So keeping your feet healthy and active is really important. And a way to do to do that is just to be aware that you should be always flexing your feet. In China, it's called bear paws, right? These are the paws of a bear. All right? So they don't just sit on the floor like this. They're constantly working. Everything you do, you constantly work them. So keep that in mind. Okay, you can put your stick away.
Actually, I have a question.
Yes.
So in this exercise, so when you're at the furthermost point, that's expanding energy that gets you there. So that's
Yes.
yan. Okay.
So that's
It,
yang.
that
Yes.
that's yan.
Yes.
Okay. And then it's yin. You're
Yang, yin.
yeah.
Open, close. Expand, contract. Yes, exactly.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So my question is, it seems that the foot is in the opposite position. Like if you're in a yan uh movement,
Uh-huh.
um or see, the feet should match actually.
Yes,
Right,
they should match. And
right.
I think I understand what you're saying, Jill. I think. So tell me if I get it right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should be on the balls of your feet.
right.
And now
So
you should be back toward your heels. Ball of the foot, heels.
okay,
Ball of the foot, heels.
all right.
Now, the thing that I just said is last is you don't actually have to go up and down all the time. You can just do it just like you do the directions in Alexander technique. If your mind touches the front of your foot, the back of your foot, the outside of the foot, the instep of the foot, your chi will go to those places.
Mhm.
All right. So that's what I mean by it. It can be much more subtle than I'm describing. I'm
Right.
describing sort of the extreme version of it.
Yeah, yeah. And forgive my getting yan and yin mixed up.
Oh well, it's
My
easy to
mind
do.
is in a kind of weird space, I guess. Okay, well, thank you.
Do you know what yang and yin originally meant?
Mm-mm.
It originally meant the shady and the sunny side of a roof. So you've got a roof, on top of the house. The sun's coming on this side, but that means it's going to be shady on this side. The sunny side was yang, the shady side was yin, and that also went out into the landscape. So the sunny side of a hill was the yang side, and the shady side was the yin side. And I love that because as soon as you grok that thing, you realize, well, they're actually the same thing. They're not opposite things, they're the same thing, right? The sun and the shade are the same thing. They're just opposite manifestations of it. You're not going to have shade unless you have sun, right? They're the same phenomenon. At least that was the idea. So, Jill, did I get you correctly there?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Good. Okay. Let's do a little stuff for the spine here. All right. Head turns. And center and right ear up. And relax and left ear up. And relax and right ear again. And relax and left ear again. And relax back to center. By the way, when you're doing an exercise like that, where you're essentially just standing there, uh, don't stand stock still. All right, that'll just screw the chi up in your legs. Right, let yourself sort of sway in the breeze. Right, your body will sort of naturally just sway back and forth if you just relax it and let it do it. All right? Okay, head turns. And down to center and reverse. And down to center and back up. Forward spinal wave. And reverse. And good. The qua. And reverse. And good. Belly rolls. And reverse. And good. The windmill. And good. And the shoulders. And reverse. And the other side. And reverse. Alternates. And reverse. And double. And reverse. And good. And good. And the wrists. And the other side. And double. and stretches. The other side. And reverse. And the other side. And relax your wrists. And good. And the ankles. The other side. And rotate. And reverse. And the other side. And reverse. And close. And open. Close. And open. Close. And open. Close. And open. Doling. And touch the earth. And close your pores. Salute our masters and salute your classmates. Thank you, everyone. Guys, did you all get that document that I sent you earlier? I sent you all a copy of the 24. So we're going to look at that once we start the Tai Chi class here in a few minutes. We'll take a look at that, and it'll give you a better layout of the whole land, right? So give me 15 minutes. So let's start at 1/4 past the hour here.